So, we'll see each other later then, says Mum. OK, says Carl. But he's not happy. It's his first day in the new school. The teacher hasn't arrived yet, and Carl doesn't know any of the other children.
Hey, my name's Cornelius,
says one of the boys.
Come into my den where no one can see us. Now we can say hello to our pet,
says Cornelius. A spider is just getting ready to poke a leg into Carl's eye, when Marcus comes running up from behind and smashes a bottle over Cornelius's head. Cornelius lets go of Carl and begins to cry. "That's not how you say hello to the new kid," shouts Marcus. Marcus is one of the grown-up boys with red pimples on his face, and he's got more muscles than Cornelius and Carl put together. Cornelius is allowed to lie down and bleed in the corner so that the spider can drink his blood. But Carl isn't free for long. Marcus grabs him by the hair and pulls him along the ground. Then he bellows so loud that even the children from the other class can hear. "Come over here, everybody. Let's give the new kid a thrashing." The boys and girls who have just been dropped off hurry to say bye to their parents with kisses and cute waves. Then they run over and form a circle round Carl. Some of the girls have witchy little nails that they use to scratch his face and arms. Some of them spit on him so that he gets their stingy chewing gum juice in his eyes. The big boys kick his legs out from under him. Carl lies as flat as he can on the ground, and two girls pull down their knickers and wee on him. "The new kid's gonna have a bath!" they shout. The other boys were polite and let the girls go first, but now it's their turn. They pick up stones and clubs and start to bash him about to the sound of cheers until he has a crack on his head and a cut on his knee. Now that's just too much for Carl. The teacher, he thinks. "I'll call for the teacher." "Help, help," cries Carl. But the teachers are sitting in their staff room having a meeting. "Well, I think conservation is Then things take a turn for the worse. A big lad called Boris produces a saw from his pencil case. The other boys and girls sit on Carl's arms and legs so he can't move. Boris wants to saw off one of Carl's fingers and feed it to the spider. Carl screeches out loud as Boris approaches. "Hey, what's all this fuss and nonsense?" calls the teacher from inside the staff room. Boris gives her the finger through the doorway. He's got blood on his mind, and he gets to work on sawing Carl's finger off. It's not the sharpest saw in the world, but it's good enough. It just means a bit more time and a bit more mess. Carl's finger begins to bleed. The spider sits in the corner and salivates. There's nothing tastier than the finger of a new kid who has just started school. There's something fresh and delicious about a new child's finger. It's not just that they haven't washed their hands after going to the toilet. That only adds to the flavour. It's like chips that are much better with a touch of sauce. The spider licks his chops and drools on the ground with thick and slimy arachno dribble. Carl screams, but Boris carries on sawing at his finger. But the saw won't go through the bone, and Boris has to put his whole weight into it. But it's not easy to get through a bone and cut off a finger. Carl's bones are hard and strong because he's been drinking milk. The other boys get behind Boris's back and push with all their might to remove the finger. But Carl's bones are just too strong. Boris calls out to a teacher.
Come and help, for Christ's sake,
he shouts. And Margit, for that is the teacher's name, comes running out of the staff room. You can tell from her breath that she's been smoking cheroots. Margit can see the problem straight away.
Have you tried talking about it?
She asks.
If Carl straightens his finger out himself, then you'll be able to saw through the bone much more easily,
she suggests. Carl extends his finger. Boris prepares his run-up. He comes barreling full tilt towards Carl, brandishing the saw. Margit can't stand to see children fighting, so she turns her back and goes up to the spider. It's a real shame for the spider that he didn't get a finger. She blows her cheroot breath at his face. The spider gets so dizzy that he forgets his gnawing hunger.
Hello, hello, little big guy, such a sight.
It's Carl's mother standing at the school gate. You're all sweaty, she says, and picks Carl up off the floor.
Of course you knew I'd come early. It's exhausting to change schools, isn't it?
Yes, it is, says Carl. It's hard to begin in a completely new place and not know the right way to do things. Carl notices his fingers. They're still there, all 10. But I'll learn, because tomorrow it won't be me who's the new kid, Carl says to his mother. Tomorrow it will be somebody else.